Hello, welcome to week 7 of me trading NQ futures contracts. This will cover February 12th to the 16th. You will find recordings of each of the trades I took, followed by a recap of that day. I sped up each trade so they're only a minute long. Feel free to jump around and take a look at the recaps or pause on different trades that I've done. At the end of the video, I do a recap of the whole week. For my first trade, price looked like it had some momentum upwards. I went long with my bracket order of a 15-point take profit and 10-point stop loss. During the trade, I was tempted to raise the take profit and see if I could let it run, but I reminded myself this wasn't the strategy. The trade went great and hit my take profit for 15 points. For my second trade, I missed my entry as I was doing something else at that moment. My strategy called for me to enter nearly 10 points earlier. I never really considered what to do if I missed my entry. I suppose I should have just not entered. In this case though, I decided to enter when I noticed I should have entered. I adjusted the take profit and stop loss of my bracket order to match where they would have been on the proper entry, so the risk and reward was all messed up. The trade hit my stop loss and I lost more points than called for. For my third trade, I followed my strategy. I thought there was going to be some upward momentum again, so I went long with my bracket order. I let it run like I was supposed to, but it got stopped out for 10 points. I ended trading for the day as I was about 15 points down, nearly to the 20-point maximum daily loss. I felt okay about my performance, but I didn't follow my strategy for the second trade. For my first trade, I went short according to my strategy. There seemed to be some momentum downwards. I entered with a bracket order of a 15-point take profit and 10-point stop loss, and it hit my take profit. For my second trade, I entered along with my bracket order. Again, there seemed to be momentum in the upwards direction, but this time the trade got stopped out fairly quickly. For my third trade, I entered short with my bracket order. This trade was painful as price was just a couple points from my take profit, then it reversed and hit my stop loss. My fourth trade was really short. I entered long according to my strategy, but got stopped out within a minute. I ended trading for the day as I was down about 15 points, just 5 points away from my maximum daily loss. As far as my performance went, I was pretty happy. I followed my strategy the whole day. I didn't adjust any take profits or stop losses for my trades, and I entered when I was supposed to. I think today was just one of the losing days for my strategy. For my first trade, I entered short with a bracket order. I nearly missed my entry because I was distracted, but I was able to catch it just in time. The trade hit my take profit for 15 points. For my second trade, I missed my entry point for a short order, but I caught where price had pulled back up to where I should have entered. There I entered a short with my bracket order, but price reversed and stopped me out for a loss of 10 points. For my third trade, I nearly missed my entry again because I was distracted. I caught the entry in time and entered long with a bracket order. It basically went straight to my take profit for 15 points. After my third trade, I decided to end for the day. My strategy calls for me to stop at 2 wins and 1 loss. I was pretty happy to have been able to follow my strategy today. For my first trade, I was slightly late on my entry. I went short with a bracket order. I was confident in this trade as it looked like it broke the price level. The price hit my 15-point take profit. For my second trade, I entered not too long after my first trade closed. My strategy said to go short again. I entered short with another bracket order. Price seemed like it bounced back up after making new lows, and it hit my stop loss for 10 points. For my third trade, price seemed to have some momentum upwards after bouncing off the low of the day. I entered long with a bracket order as my strategy specified. As this trade developed, I was really tempted to exit at break even. It seemed like momentum was gone and price was going to reverse on me, but I convinced myself I needed to follow the strategy and let the trade do what it would. Price did continue up and hit my take profit for 15 points. At this point, I was done for the day as per my strategy. I was very happy with my performance as I kept to my plan, and it was a green day. For my first trade, I nearly missed my entry because I was distracted. My strategy called for me to enter about 5 points earlier than I did, but I entered as soon as I noticed. I went long with a bracket order of 15 points of take profit and a 10-point stop loss. Price did go upwards and hit my take profit for 15 points. For my second trade, I missed and I was supposed to enter. So I entered late thinking the momentum was still upwards and I'm getting in at a slight discount. At the moment I entered, price had pulled back for a bit. I went long with my bracket order and hit my take profit of 15 points. If I had entered when I was supposed to, my price would have been stopped out for 10 points at the slight pullback. After this, I had ended for the day with 2 wins. I'm not sure how I feel about the day. I got lucky on the second trade getting an entry that didn't get stopped out. But I guess it would have evened out because my strategy would have had me enter a third time that would have hit my take profit, even if the entry was late or early. Now it's time for the Week 7 recap. This is from February 12th to the 16th. The stats for the end of the week are as follows: 9 wins, 7 losses. The average win was 15 points. The average loss was about 11.25 points. The net total of NQ points at the end of this week was 42.25 points. I am very pleased with this, especially because I was following my strategy throughout this week. I noticed there were a few things I wanted to adjust as far as the strategy goes, but I'm going to be sticking with this strategy for longer.